place, man.
Oh, great. That's a great way to start off our show. We're going to be talking all about that. And we bring in Charlie Lutz, of course. Charlie from the East Side, Remax. Charlie, been around forever. Everyone on the East Side knows Charlie Lutz. And, of course, your wife, Crystal. You guys are a duo out there. And definitely a wrecking crew to us. If you want to sell or buy a house, you want to get in touch with these guys.
Thanks. It's great to be here. I've been here for 5 minutes, and you've made me feel really welcome and warm and comfortable. And
we try.
That's the main thing when you're dealing with people. You want to make them feel comfortable and true. And I want to let you know that I feel great.
Thanks, Charlie.
Cool.
You know
Thanks,
what's
man.
crazy, you guys? So Charlie Lutz's son, James, he works with us. They're twins. It's amazing to me. They look so much alike. So I think, what we're going to do. James came out and played a little softball with us last, a couple weeks ago. Really good athlete. His dad told me, where do you think he learned it from? I said, of course he learned it from you. So he's going to be playing with us.
So we got two players now.
So you join the team?
Yeah, if you'll have me, I guess I'll have to try out first.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that they're in related business. Charlie's a realtor. James does mortgages. Now, people would say, well, is that dangerous? I mean, no, it's not dangerous.
Why would that be dangerous?
Well, you'll be getting the email. Don't worry about it. Is that dangerous? It's not dangerous.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable relationship that you have with clients. And Charlie was talking about the relationships. Our business is only about relationships. That's what we do. We try to make people feel comfortable. We try to take care of them. We try to give them the best advice we can. And you know what? Sometimes the best advice hurts. Sometimes, Charlie, you're going to tell somebody not to buy one house and to buy another house, even though they like that other house better.
Well, it's true. A lot of times when you're dealing with the public, when it comes to recommending my son, when it comes to the mortgages, I don't push him. I just say, here's an avenue that you can use if you need it. And what happens is people ask me, hey, can you give me your son's phone number? And then I give him the number, and then I let him take care of the mortgage. I don't have really anything to do with the mortgage. It's so complicated. The rules are changing. I just want to focus on, my wife and I want to focus on our real estate and let the mortgage guys take care of the mortgage.
Right, and conversely, that's right. And conversely,
stay in your lane.
He doesn't get involved in your real estate transaction other than the fact that he might go ahead and provide the financing. So we like to say we stay in our lane, and that's the perfect relationship that you can have. You have two experts and a team. That you're building a team for your client. Also, we were talking about before the show, talk about the pre-approval letters that you've seen and what's going on in the market.
Well, I can tell you one right now. We had, thank God, we had one approved last week over in Grosse Pointe, and there was 4 people that wanted to buy the property, and we had an approval with Capital Mortgage. My son happened to be doing the mortgage, and that's exactly why they took our deal, because not only did we have a fair price on the property, but I also told the realtor, here is what we're doing. We are using Capital Mortgage. We hear them on the radio. It's a quality company, because today, with the market being so good, there are so many fly-by-night companies and
Absolutely.
ABC, realtor, ABC mortgage company. People want to do business with someone that not only that they trust, but that they've heard of.
And local.
What a better way with a radio show like you guys have every week that we watch or listen to every single Saturday.
Well said, Charlie. Hey, there's no doubt we're going to be taking your phone calls here all morning long. We've got a lot to share with you. 248-539-9797. You'll find that not all the agents, not all the mortgage people have the same experience and knowledge, but you're looking for. Sometimes you might be able to save money with one person over the other. Find out what the motivation you're looking for and match up your personality with the right team. And that's really important. Like you said, is really having the right expectations set up from day one and putting that plan together. And again, when all parties are happy with what's going on in the transaction, things close smoothly, and it really makes for a nice purchase.
Exactly. It's that comfort zone that we talked about in the beginning. When you hear people talking on the radio, you guys are celebrities, really are celebrities. Let's face it.
Crazy.
And you would think that think that you're better than everyone,
the bar's
but you're
very
not.
low, apparently.
You're normal guys. You're like the friendly neighbor next door.
Super down to earth.
Fair enough. We'll take that. We definitely want to hear from you, though. Again, 248-539-9797. A lot of different things, too, going out there, Charlie. The way that families are marketing their homes now, agents are bringing different things to the table. I've seen some unbelievable stuff done with the drones recently and the aerial footage of homes. That's been really exciting. Some of the customized videos. Families you can really review the property before you get out there. So it's going to go quick, because most of the families, even if it doesn't look like there's a lot of action on a house, it might have already been seen by plenty of people, and they're already ready to make those offers.
Well, it's true. The pictures are really important. The sky pictures are fantastic if you've got an expensive property. But the real key is that when you take these pictures, you have to make sure that the pictures look clean. And when you go online and you see some of the other pictures that the realtors are presenting to the public, you know, with magnets all over the fridge, papers all over it's just unprofessional.
I'm gonna sort of step out of my lane just for a second here, and I'm only doing it because the guys from Skyward, you know, said this to me. If your listing agent comes to your house and is taking pictures with their iPhone of your property, that's not a good thing. Like, can you use a real camera? I mean,
True. Yeah, it's important. You have to spend money in this business. You know, it's a very expensive business to be in, and you have to have all the tools to make sure that your clients get the best, the best advantage to sell their properties. Because here's the facts. The facts are there are a lot of homes on the market. It's not like it was 6 months ago where there was nothing to sell. Now there's a lot of properties. You are in competition.
Thank you.
Alex,
Thank you.
Alex, did you hear what he said? He just verified everything you've been saying in the last year.
I don't want to hear there's not a lot of houses on the market, because there's a ton of houses on the market. Just because you're not you, but just because you're a part-time agent that isn't very good at their job and you can't sell a house, doesn't mean there's not a lot of houses on the market.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, there are a lot of great qualities that an agent brings to the table. And I wrote down a few actually last night: negotiation skills, the passion, a lot of nuances. Also, knowing the neighborhood is so key. And I know that you work specific areas, and I saw on your website last night. And the key is because like there could be canal opportunities or boating opportunities with lake privileges, also golf course privileges and things of this nature. Also, the school boundaries change. You could be for example, in Shelby and maybe in Utica schools, or Utica with Sterling Heights schools. So there's a lot to know about real estate, and having that professional team behind you really helps. Let's move off to a call to start things off here. We got Mark calling in from Clinton Township. Good morning, Mark. You're live on the ticket.
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
I'm all right. And yourself?
Good. Good morning.
Morning. I have a question. I'm thinking about refinancing my house right now. I'm currently in a 30-year mortgage with 4.375 interest rate, and I pay towards the principal every month, and I'm thinking about going to a 15-year.
It's outstanding.
Love that.
I'm sorry, what's that?
That's great. We love that. That's our favorite program.
I'd also like to know, what is a decent price for closing costs?
It's all on a case-by-case basis. I mean, closing costs run right around $2,000 usually. There are other options. I'm sorry?
How much?
Right around $2,000.
Okay.
You can wrap into the loan amount, so you don't have to come out of pocket with it.
Yes.
But I mean, see, our firm is a mortgage bank. We're not a broker, so there's no broker fees. There's no points. There's no points. But you're going to have an appraisal. You're going to have your title work.
Hey, Mark, what's your balance on your existing mortgage?
Is $117,000.
Okay, 117. And how long have you been in that property?
I've been in here since 2007.
So 10 years. So you're gonna effectively cut off 5 years. So I think you're going to save money. You're going to cut off 5 years. And is your plan to be in that house for a very long period of time?
I'm not sure.
Well, that's something that we should talk about when we call you off the air. Is that I know it sounds good. It just depends on how long you're going to be in the property. I like the fact that you want to pay more money toward the principal, and we always think that that's a great idea because you're going to save a lot of money. Now, the third part of the equation is, when we do the math, is how long you're going to be in the property. So we can determine, the length, the amount of savings you're going to have, and the length of time you're going to be in the house to see if it's worth going to a 15-year.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's up in the air right now. I'm recently divorced, so anything can happen here. I'm just trying to get back on my feet.
Okay. What do you think the value of the property is?
Realistically, probably anywhere from 175 to 225.
So you're fine. I mean, that's great. And so in the divorce documents, it doesn't say you're keeping the house. You're not selling the house?
Yes.
Good.
The divorce is final. This is my house.
Great.
Oh, good.
All right, cool. Well, Alex will give you a call after the show.
Run some numbers for you, and we'll get it taken care of.
Okay. The other thing is also, I'm kind of flirting with the idea of possibly paying for points.
I wouldn't do that.
The only way you should pay for points is you could tell us right now that you're going to be in that house for 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can't say that you're going to be in that house for 15 years, I wouldn't pay it. I wouldn't pay points to buy down the rate.
Mark, it's a great call for you this morning because we're going to follow up with you and really break down the numbers. I think once you see all the numbers and the opportunity, I bet your new payment could be very similar to what you're making now with the extra payments towards principal. So it's a great call this morning, and look forward to definitely talking with you.
Okay.
Thank you
do I
very
have to
much.
give you my information? I've already done that.
We already got it,
call
buddy.
you.
You're in great
All
shape.
right.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thanks, Mark.
When are you guys going to give me a call?
I will
We
call
will.
you. I'll call you in about an hour.
All right, sounds
All
good.
right,
Thanks.
see you, man.
Thank you
Great,
very
thanks
much.
for the call. Hey, it could be that easy. It's funny. Actually, this week I had the same scenario where a gentleman's looking and shopping around, and we're talking about closing cost and points. It takes about usually 5 to 6 years to break even on that. We'll have to do the math
Well,
for
so
you.
here it is. Here's the guy calling, and we're going to a break. But here's the guy calling, and he says he wants to pay points. We're the mortgage guys. Normally, people would say, "Okay, well,
And we
take
just said
points."
no.
We say no because it's not worth it. Everybody, you have to understand something. There's a time factor involved. We want you to save money. We don't want you to pay more money. Now, if it's worth it to pay points by down the road, we'll tell you that too. But in general, it's just not worth it because he can't make a commitment that he's going to be there 15 years.
On that note, we'll be right back. 248-539-9797.
97.1 The Ticket.
The next.
Hi, Harry Glanz and Danberg for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
Welcome back to the show, 918. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. We're in our 17th year. Would you believe it? Just call Capital Mortgage Funding. We'll hook you up. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
You had
always...
hair when we started the show.
I did have some. I had a little more hair, Harry. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is it true that Michigan, what they said in the news yesterday, Michigan's the hottest market in the country? It sure feels like it.
Well, the reason it is, Harvey, because remember, we were the first to go in the recession and the last to come out of the recession. So we had a long way to go. You know, we've taken traction now the last 6 years. Last 6 years have been a very, very strong market. So, you know, when you're doing good things and you do good things for a long period of time, people finally start to take notice.
That's good stuff. Every client should definitely be prepped. Buying a house, I said, was fun. There's no doubt about it, Lee. It's a roller coaster ride. Even in the smoothest transaction, there's still a lot of facets of a transaction. Even them getting their homeowner's insurance, you got appraisals and inspections. There's a lot of people involved also. It truly takes, and I want your thoughts on this roller coaster, it truly takes a professional like you or somebody out there that can sort of smooth out anything. There's going to be some ups, there's going to be downs, but at the end of the day, you keep your eye on the prize, and most transactions do close in 30 days. Give me some thoughts on that, some of the emotions that we see, sometimes even after an inspection. Is it setting the expectations up front, or what do you find that works the best for you?
Yeah, I describe it like golf, man, where it's the type of thing where you'll have the greatest deal ever, you're excited, you're fired up, you're like, can't wait to get back in there, and oh, by the way, it didn't appraise. Or, oh, by the way, there's a ton of problems you could have never foreseen ever in that inspection. So it is a total roller coaster, one that goes up and down incredibly fast, and it takes a village. So it's the type of thing where something goes wrong, I might be able to fix it. If I can't fix it, I send it over to Joey, the mortgage guy, he fixes it. If he can't fix it, then my inspector will go back in. So you really have to have a realtor, you really have to have a mortgage guy that's been doing this for a while and really knows their stuff, so that when this goes through, I pretty much keep all of the crap away from my clients so they don't even know about it. So it's a roller coaster for me, but for them it's pure bliss.
I think that's great.
That's a great point, yeah.
That is a good point. The more you could take on your shoulders and the more that you can go ahead and be a problem solver instead of being in the way. What do you do? And you, Harvey, this is my favorite question.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So, Lee, what do you do? Okay, it's a perfect transaction, but then all of a sudden the appraisal comes in low. What do you do then?
I did not prep them.
Well, the answer is it depends on the situation, depends on the client, and depends on what our goal is. So if I'm representing the seller and the appraisal comes in low, I'm representing it as if we have 20 backup offers. I'm actually fired up that it went low because I have cash buyers waiting in the wings. So we really put the screws to that buyer and we let them know that, hey, guy, here's my release. I want you to sign it. You can't sign it fast enough because we want this backup offer. That usually freaks them out, and we can usually get some cash on the table, and we can usually proceed forward above price.
calls to 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 9:17 if you're just joining us. August 12, 2017. We got a few weeks of summer left, that's for sure. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. Are you out there looking for a house to move them into a new school subdivision, a new school district? Give us a call for sure, 248-539-9797. Get that approval letter here. We were talking about before the show that out in the West Coast, things are even crazier than they are here with the multiple offers and such.
So I happen to be at a national conference, and it's just what we do to bring things back here. And we bring back some perspective, too. And the perspective is that around here, yes, we have multiple offers. Yes, the market is hot. But it's not as crazy as it is in other parts of the country where you have literally houses or pocket listings, and Charles will tell you about that. Bottom line is that you have to be prepared. You have to assemble your team. You have to have your plan in place. So when you're ready to go ahead and make that offer, you need a bona fide pre-approval letter. We're not talking about pre-qualification. We're talking about a pre-approval. We look at your financials, tax returns, check stubs, your assets. We run it through our automated underwriting system. We get an approval. This is a real approval. So when Charlie's out there showing houses, he's got a letter from Capital Mortgage Funding from James in his hand, and it's as good as a cash offer right then and there.
All right, we got so much to share with you. Let's get to these calls, and then Charlie's going to talk a lot about buying homes and lots of good things. Let's go first to, let's try Anthony first, Alex, out in Macomb. Hey, Anthony, welcome to our show.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Good. So my question's more about selling. So I recently sold my house, and it's pending. So we had the inspection, everything went fine, but I did make an insurance claim on my house about 3 years ago, and it got brought up on the insurance background when the buyers were shopping around for insurance. So they kind of contacted my realtor and were asking questions about it. And I'm just curious, is that a showstopper for buyers, or is that something that just normally happens?
I didn't even know they could do that.
Well, here's how it works. I had one like this about 6 months ago in St. Clair Shores. What happens is your insurance company is going to do a history before they, the new insurance company, and they're going to find out if you had a leak in the basement that you had a claim on or a roof. So it's important as the seller to disclose everything. Now, in your situation, if they came up with something that you failed to mention or maybe you forgot about it, just disclose it. What was the problem? What was the problem they came up with?
That's what I did. I totally disclosed it once it got brought up. And it was 3 years ago, our washer connector broke off. And so the entire load of, gallons and gallons of water went on the first floor. And so my insurance company is fantastic. And, they replaced absolutely everything the water touched.
Send them all the receipts. Send them the receipts. Disclose it. Have everyone sign. Yeah, saying that they have heard the disclosure, they're aware of it, and that way you're covered, you're good.
So, Charlie, that's not a showstopper there, is it?
I don't
know.
I don't think so, no.
No, the entire first floor was redone. It's to me, it's like a good deal for them. It was like a $90,000 kitchen redone that they're getting.
Right, just 3 years ago. Great call, Anthony.
Right.
Hey, come to my house and make it happen in my house so I get a $90,000
I was going to make that joke and help back.
Appreciate that.
Anthony, great call.
Anthony,
we'll
thanks, man.
With you. Thank you, sir. Hey, let's move off to Mike real quick on a cell phone. Hey, Mike, good morning. What's going on there?
Hello. Hey.
Michael, what's up?
What's up?
You hear me?
Yeah.
I can, sir, yes.
Okay, yeah, I was calling, actually. I'm a first-time home buyer with my future wife, hopefully. We bought a home in Westland. We got it around 97 grand, right off of Schumer and Palmer, which is, it just jumped immediately. We had a 5-year plan to get the hell out, you know what I mean, as soon as possible. Because we just wanted to move down towards Charlotte. And it's jumped so fast. We put a beautiful fence up, and we increased the property value on our own.
That fence did nothing for your property value, just so you know.
But something else did.
Well, I mean, just a privacy fence and a driveway on a dirt road is humongous in that area.
It makes people want. It's a selling point. It did nothing from an appraisal standpoint.
Yeah, curb appeal, man. They loved it though.
Curb appeal, exactly.
So what you're looking to do, Mike? Are you looking to refinance the house and take some equity?
Well, we're looking. That's what I didn't. We were looking to possibly get out sooner, and I don't know if it's smart or not, because obviously the market, like you said, is high. I heard on your show it is high right now, and we can get rid of this at 40 grand more than what it was. You know what I mean? When we got it. But
where are you going to go, though?
Yeah, but what are you going to do? What's your exit strategy? Where are you going to move?
Exit strategy is she's a vet tech. I'm a salesman, so it's pretty much open area. So she can do whatever she wants because she's a licensed vet tech and a massage therapist, and I am what I am. I'm a salesperson, and that's just how it goes. So
okay.
We're looking to make money. At the same time, we don't want to lose money in the future. So should we drop it earlier or keep on hold to it and just work here?
Mike,
still?
again, though, where are you going to move to? Do you have a house picked out?
We have an idea of where, down toward Tennessee area. I mean, there's
okay.
Well,
yeah, I mean, the reasoning is on that is because my mom's from that area.
Okay.
But there's also the value of the homes are a lot less, but there's a lot bigger and nicer homes down there.
Sure.
So if you have a plan and you've researched that area and you're saying to yourself, hey, listen, if we make this move now, sell the property, we can come out very nicely on this end, and then when we move down to where we're moving to, we could pick up something, really nice, bigger, and then I say if that's your plan and you've already researched it, why not do it?
Yeah, you're ready to transition now?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Now, again, make sure, though, Mike, a couple things, though, of course, maybe having that job in place down there when you get down there. Maybe
that's very important.
And also a place to stay for a few minutes, too, because you're going to need to, obviously get the job, get a couple pay stubs behind you and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, yes. I used to live, I was in a car accident, so I got a little bit of a nest egg, I guess.
I'll tell you, the folks would love to have your house on the marketplace. There's a shortage of homes in Westland, so we'll definitely follow up with you and see if we can get some real estate agents to get you excited about selling that house.
I could talk to you guys on a personal note.
Yeah, of course, man.
We'll
we got your information, and we'll call after the show.
Definitely. Thanks,
okay,
Mike.
Do I talk to somebody afterwards?
You can talk to Harvey or myself. We'll take care of it.
We're going to give you a call right after. Thanks a lot, Mike.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thanks,
Outstanding. Thanks for the call. Definitely. Hey, one of the things, too, going on before we take another call, Charlie, is, rents have been going up. We've talked about it all the time. So many opportunities out there from 2007 really till about the last couple of years where we had out-of-state investors. We had local people. Everyone became not necessarily a flipper, but a holder. They were buying investment properties. They were buying them, $50,000 to $75,000. Those homes now are worth $125,000, but they don't want to sell them. They don't want to take the $40,000 and run. They'd have to pay taxes on it and such. They love collecting that extra, having that cash flow, that extra $300, $400. It's just far less to own a house versus rent.
Well, yeah, it's true. A lot of the investors right now are getting up in age too, and they want to sell because of their age. So everybody buys and sells. Like that last caller, you have to do what's good for you and in your timing. If your timing is right to sell, you sell because it's more important. I mean, what is the cost of life? Do you want to enjoy yourself and move to Florida, or are you worrying about making an extra few dollars? Enjoy your life.
Yeah,
go where you want to go.
You do both. And again, if your family's here, you might not be in a position to sell at this particular time. Actually, there's a survey, and 85% of the baby boomers surveyed in this poll said that they're going to hang in there at the house because they're satisfied with their house. They've done recent improvements to it. Their family lives near here. So there's another dimension out there that maybe that's why there's not so many of those homes on the marketplace. But again, we're seeing inventory pick up. Lots to talk about. Let's move off to Dearborn Heights. And Ray, good morning. Welcome to our show. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, kind of a long story, but my wife and I have been self-employed forever. In 2010, we lost everything. But in 2012, we had a relative that stepped up and bought a house for us at Dearborn Heights.
Okay.
Put the 20% down and didn't want to make any money, so we made the mortgage payment, and over the past 5 years, we paid off the 20% and have paid the mortgage.
Great.
So credit is better now, and we're closing on the house. I know that's not what you want to hear, but the person that our relative wanted us to do it through the same company.
That's great.
So, whatever.
No, it is. That's good. If you have a relationship with that person, we think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, we're good with that. Anyways, Ray, how's that mortgage going?
Good. The rate's okay, but we have now. What's happened? Obviously, we have $50,000 in equity because we paid the down payment, but the house is owed is $210, and the appraisal came back at $370.
Okay.
We have a lot of equity in the home, and the reason we're looking at it is we're buying. We want to buy a home out of the country. We want to pull cash out of that house.
Right.
So how soon can we, one, refinance, or two, take a second on that house?
6 months.
It takes that long?
Well, yeah. I mean, and it's the acquisition cost.
No, the appraisal.
Appraised value after 6 months, correct.
But if you
but
Alex, he can get a second right now. If you wanted to.
Yeah, you can do a
get
second for sure.
mortgage right now.
Hey Ray, are you well qualified? What did your do you know what your ratios are now that you're self-employed still? You and your wife are showing your income. You're able to get this mortgage. I think you're getting ready to close. You haven't closed yet. Did they say you're approved and you're ready to close soon?
Absolutely. I closed Monday.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Great.
So what was your back-end ratio so that, you can figure out if you're going to be able to qualify and obtain some more equity out of the home?
To be honest with you, it was a long process just because the relative is out of the country, too. So this was discussions that was 2 months ago. So my ratios were fine because they only did my income. We're self-employed, so we do make very good money, so I don't think that was an issue.
Great.
But the other question, if I can, real quick, Todd.
Yeah, what's up?
Is I'm not able to homestead yet.
Well, when you close on the house, you can.
Why
Yeah,
not?
you can.
Now they're telling me the city of Dearborn Heights is making you have to wait 6 months or whatever.
No.
So
You buy a house, you go right to City Hall, and you go ahead and you register that.
In fact, since you had paid the relative and you were making the payments, you could have been on title several years ago, or whenever you went ahead and purchased it with the relative. He could have done a quick claim deed to add you to the title to the house.
Yeah, but still, if it's his primary residence and he wants to homestead it, that's what he's
Immediately.
I do it right away.
Hey, Ray,
yeah,
we're up against...
It's going to drop my payment $200 or $300 a month.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Ray, we are up against
Thanks,
the break,
buddy.
but it's a great call, and congratulations to you. Again, a lot of families out there doing the right things. We'll show you how to do it. 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, Harry Glanz and Danberg for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
Welcome back to the show, 9:33 on this gorgeous day outside. You're listening to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call at Capital, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Always live in the studio at 248-539-9797. We got some calls to get to. We've got tons of information to still share with you. Let's move out to Farmington and Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany, good morning. Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. What's up?
So we're doing a new build. Completion looks like mid-September, but not, of course, sure. Just curious about timing as far as putting our house up for sale in Farmington. We're a little, we don't want to move twice, of course, and just heard you guys talking earlier about, a lot of people like to move into the summer before school year starts and worried that the market might dip a little in the fall. So we're just worried about waiting, or should we throw it up quickly, and what kind of contingencies can we put on the listing to let buyers know that we might not be able to give occupancy right away.
You can actually negotiate possession time. So, for example, you can put in there that you're going to need possibly 45 days of occupancy before your house is ready to the new build's finished.
Up to 60.
Lee,
60.
Yeah, Lee, what are you saying?
Yeah, so the biggest thing with...
Did you hear the question?
I didn't hear
okay,
my radio.
Tiffany, I'm going to repeat your question for Lee because his headphones are a little messed up right now. She's building a new house, and she wants to know when to list her home relative to occupancy and the completion of the new build.
And the new build is supposed to be done mid-September.
Correct.
Yeah, and so like every other new construction, supposed to be is a key word. So it's the type of thing where we want to sit down and we want to have a game plan in advance. But basically, again, it depends. You can absolutely negotiate delayed occupancy. You can absolutely negotiate anything else that you need to do to protect yourself, because that's all we care about is protecting yourself. The only
The Ticket.
Brought to you by Menards. Tigers fall to the Twins 9-4. Mikey Matua homeward for Detroit. Max Kepler, Eddie Rosario, both homeward off Anibal Sanchez against the loss. Tigers have now lost 6 of 7. Twins have won 6 straight. Alex Presley activated from the DL. Jim Meducci sent to Toledo. 6:10 tonight from Comerica Park. Jordan Zimmerman pitching for Detroit. Right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Michigan wide receiver Grant Perry reinstated a full participation in the football team. He pled guilty to resisting a police officer and misdemeanor assault and battery. Lions getting ready for preseason game number 1. That'll be tomorrow afternoon in Indy. The Miami Marlins appear to have found a buyer for the team, led by former U of M product and Kalamazoo native, of course, former Yankee Derek Jeter. On the PGA Tour, it's the PGA Championship. The third round should begin in about an hour. Leaders through 2 rounds. The second round just completed this morning due to darkness yesterday. Kevin Kisner and Hideki Matsuyama both at Mongasay. Jason Day just 2 back at 6 under par. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1theticket.com.
The baseball team that Detroiters love most. The Detroit Tigers live here.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 9:33 if you're just joining us. It's going to be a pretty day out there, or if not, definitely tomorrow will be. So get out there and enjoy. We are brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Call us all day long, all weekend long. Ronnie J, Mike Velasa, the entire staff's there. They're all texting me. Get that real approval letter. That's right. We actually take your documents, run it through, do a full application. You're approved within 24 hours. Go out there and buy with confidence. That's the key. If you're working with a real estate agent, they're going to want to know that approval letter's in hand. Sure enough, yesterday I got the call on a great referral. We've got to fix someone's credit. And she's already gone out there. I said, how many times have you gone out and look at homes? And she said quite a few times. So sometimes you just got to put your ducks in a row first. And again, get that true approval letter and then buy with confidence.
Hey, Harvey, I know Alex is going to find this hard to believe. I got an email. I was on the plane on the way home.
Yes.
That I have a buyer right now. 13 offers on one house, and he didn't get it.
Wow.
Charlie, what do you think? 13 offers?
It's an emotional roller coaster. You know, the buyers, when we meet them, we always tell them right in the beginning, we try to give them a plan of action, but at the same time, we let them know that there's some disappointments that they may run into. So don't worry, everything. We believe that God's got everything in his hands. It's going to work out. But if we work hard and we're diligent, good things will happen.
Yeah, I like that angle for
sure.
So
you're that guy that you tell your clients, you disclose everything up front. So here's the magic question. You ready? They buy a house. They put an offer in. Let's just say it's for $200,000. We know the market's hot. The appraisal comes back in at $190,000. What do you tell your buyer?
Well, it's up to the buyer. If the buyer wants to invest more money on a particular property that doesn't appraise, then that's up to them. And in most cases, they do if they have the money. I had a seller last week where we sold the house for $200,000 and it appraised actually for $190,000. It's kind of funny that you said that number. That's exactly what it appraised for. And then the seller was upset, but you have to let them go through
Why
that
was the seller
process.
upset?
Well, they were upset because it didn't appraise for $200,000. Well, we listed it, we sold it for $200,000, appraised for $190,000.
And you got the offer at $200,000 also.
But it's sold for $200,000. Who cares?
Well, exactly. But no. It was listed for $200,000.
Right.
And we sold it for $200,000. The appraiser appraised it at $190,000.
So wait,
But did they make
$10,000
Did they make the difference up?
No, they didn't have the
Oh.
money. And so now the seller's upset. But here's the whole process. We told the seller in the beginning the $200,000 was
high.
over. And here's the chances that it may not appraise. It's possible it could, but it may not. So we prepare everybody for reality. And what's happening right now is that 20% of the appraisals that are coming in short because the sellers are doing what comes natural. They're pricing it at the tip top or even over the value. So we prep them.
Definitely plenty of families out there that are willing to make up the difference. Or some sellers and the buyer can maybe come and meet halfway.
But Harvey, that's not a bad thing. What Charlie's saying, that's not a bad thing. Okay, so you sell it for $200,000. He comes in for $190,000. Okay, so what? That the next thing, he already prepared him. So what? That's reality. You want the house, and you're going to be there for a long period of time. What's the difference? I mean, go ahead.
Exactly.
Why is it somebody's fault? The appraiser did their job. You're doing your job. Charlie did his job. The buyer's got to buy the house. You want the house, you take the house. If you don't want the house, don't take the house.
Yeah,
it's reality. There's nobody that's at fault here. It's not a negative thing. It's a transaction like any other transactions. You prepare people. You tell them the reality. And I like what he said. Ready? Add those two together. You prepare them for the reality.
Right, it's all about being honest.
Right,
we have to, as realtors, we have to be honest with everybody that we deal with. We've been doing this for 20 years, my wife and I, and we've had a team for 20 years. Today, all the realtors are setting up all these teams. Well, we've been doing this for 20 years.
You've had a team forever. And where's your wife right now?
Well, she's working.
She's working,
yeah,
my man.
She's working. We sold the house over in Rivergate Sub in Clinton Township, and a gentleman, a wonderful man, he lost his wife a few years ago, and he's decided that this is time to sell. So we sold his property, and now he has to buy a condo over in Shelby. So he's panicking because he feels that he's going to be homeless. So what are we doing? We're working. She's out there right now showing houses. So she'll find a nice condo for him, and then he'll be comfortable.
All right, 248-539-9797. If you'd like to join the show, we want to hear from you. Again, buying and selling a house, this is the show to call. We got Charlie Lutz in from RE/MAX out on the east side. Even brought his son, James Lutz, from our office. Outstanding duo, along with our fine staff at Capital Mortgage Funding. Let us help you make your home process of buying and selling really easy. Get the right people involved. So much to share with you still. Let's move off to Rob in Ann Arbor. Hey, Rob, out there in Ann Arbor, and our Ann Arbor folks, what's going on?
Yeah, so we had a house for sale. We put it up for $149, and we got an offer at $143. So they did the inspection, and they found problems with the foundation. It was cracked and crumbling. There was some separation on the cinder blocks, and the chimney was also crumbling. So, of course, they pulled the offer. So I'm not sure what to do now since it basically didn't pass inspection.
Must have it fixed.
Well, besides fix it, yeah, what else? What are you thinking? Yeah. I mean, you could sell it.
Sure. I mean, do I put the money in to make the improvements myself and then try to raise?
I truly.
Well, yeah, because
so.
if it failed the inspection, the next buyer's going to bring their own inspector in, and it'll fail that inspection.
Yeah. Plus, you have to now disclose that information again. A lot of times, we don't know what's going on with our house. We can't see behind the drywall or up the chimney and all that. So it takes an inspector to get in there with the flashlight ladder and whatever they need to.
What
see
did
what's
they
going
say
on.
that it was going to cost to repair that?
We didn't get into that. They just said that it needs repair. So I actually have somebody come out and to give me an estimate.
Yeah, Charlie will tell you that you got to go ahead and you got to find out, and you have to do your homework, how much it's going to cost, and you have to do a cost analysis on whether you want to do it or you want to give that as a price concession. I mean, there's a couple different ways you can do it, but you're going to want to know for your own information what the cost of repair is.
You just got a free house analysis is what you just received. Yeah. So, when you own a home, there's always something that comes up that you have to fix. So, it's to your best interest to take care of your property.
Hey, Rob, quick question for you is, when did you purchase the house?
2008.
Oh, not too long ago. And did you do an inspection?
At that time, yes.
Oh, okay, and they didn't see any of that stuff, so maybe it's just deteriorated over the last 9 years.
Well,
I mean, that's possible.
That's the thing that I was wondering about myself, because the foundation looked fine when we got it, but it looked like after a year or two, there was like kind of this veneer across the foundation, and when that crumbled, you could see the cracks from the outside. So,
and was it water related or no?
I don't think so. I mean, it's just an old house. So.
All right, well, you'll fix it up and get the house sold.
You got to check that out. You got to check out how much it's going to cost you.
Would there be an opportunity? I don't even know what the rental market is like, but would it make sense to rent it out? Would I need to do those fixes before renting it out?
Not necessily. I wouldn't be so concerned.
You might have more repairs. If your city requires an inspection prior to the rental, you may have more than you believe right now.
I wonder what Ann Arbor has with the university being there. They might have a very
I would bet money there's an inspector that comes through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you don't want kids in there. Yeah, obviously, someone starts putting a fire together, and all of a sudden it's crumbling, and then you got a fire in the house. So it could be an insurance problem too, or fire related.
Lots of college kids make nice fires.
They do. They make nice fires
right in the living room.
Yeah. Hey,
outside with couches at Michigan
Rob,
State.
Rob, trust me, Alex knows about that.
Hopefully, Michigan will beat Michigan State this year, and you won't have a war zone going on over there.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter. Win or lose.
Hey, Rob, thanks for the call. It's really good stuff. 248-539-9797. Now, there's no doubt homeowners across the country continue to view their homes as being worth a lot of money. But then an appraiser comes out and sort of puts the reality behind things. So like Charlie said, and all the top professionals, get the expectations handled up front. All right, when we come back, 248-539-9797, all of your calls.
97.1 The Ticket. Poker players, this weekend, don't miss your chance to win a guaranteed jackpot of $100.
Hi, Harry Glanz and Danberg for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
Welcome back to the show. And it's gorgeous outside. Yeah, it's still summertime, believe it or not, even though it was 50-some degrees last night. Good sleeping weather.
I was just saying, I slept well finally.
I bet you did. You're just crawling out of bed and all that. 947, the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Absolutely gorgeous outside. This is why we live here in Southeast Michigan. Get out there, enjoy the lakes, always be safe. Hit the ball straight if you're on the links. And Harry, you got something to share.
You know, Joe, our resident LO here, he's expert. He's a loan officer expert. He brings Lee in the office last week, right? Because we like to meet the people that we're going to have on the show. So Lee right away comes out of the box swinging. You know, he comes out hard. We like that. So we figured he'd be a perfect guest on the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show because Lee's the kind of guy that tells it like it is. He doesn't fool around. You ask him a question, he gives you an answer. We like that. One of the most dangerous things anybody could ever say to me is, "So Harry, what do you think?"
Yeah.
So don't be prepared for the answer. Lee strikes me as that kind of guy. I like it. As a matter of fact, when you ask a guy a question, he gives you an answer. Or he's not going to BS you. He'll tell you, "I don't know. I'll find out for you."
I don't think being filterless is a terrible thing. Some people.
I need one.
I'm not saying to fire off, random emails, Harvey Freed. But I mean, I think it's good to tell people flat out, listen, your credit's not good. It's going to be a tough deal. I'm going to need a lot of documentation. I'm not going to lie to you.
So, Lee, when you walk into a house and you're listing a house, we talked about this before the show, and you see a house that isn't in the shape that you want it to be in, because, again, it's your reputation on the line.
Yeah.
You don't want to list a house that doesn't look good, right?
Correct.
What do you do?
Well, the biggest thing, you guys all said it's no BS. Tell them up front what the deal is. Obviously, you got to sugarcoat it. You got to deliver it the right way. But you told me your goal was to net the most amount of money possible from the sale. Is that correct? Yes. Well, then here's how we're going to do that. We're going to polish this up. We're going to paint some walls. We're going to put some mulch in the yard, whatever it needs to do, so that we arm them with the correct information to make an informed decision. I'm not just coming there and, your house sucks. I can't sell it for what I need. That's like the lawyer who only takes the cases he's 100% sure he can win.
Right.
That's not what we're about. We're about meeting your goals. But you told me your goal was to net top dollar. So here's the only way we can do that.
Good morning. If you're just joining us, we got a jam-packed show in about another 16 or so minutes. But you can always find us at Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE.
What is that music?
The best mortgage. That's great
what
stuff.
What was that?
That's good stuff.
That was Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Rage Against the Machine. I like that.
I know who that is.
Who's that, bro?
It's great stuff.
Really?
Great stuff.
Cool.
Anyways,
248-539-9797.
Having some fun here this morning. Again, we got Charlie Lutz in from the RE/MAX office. And he said, Charlie, which office is that?
Well, it's nice that you say that. We've got 6 offices. Yeah, we have. What makes it really nice for us is that we can pretty much take care of our clients wherever they live in the Macomb township area. We have one in Chesterfield. There's one in Shelby, St. Clair Shores, Clinton Township, Warren, and we have a new office over in Royal Oak. So yeah, we can pretty much take care of everybody no matter what area you're in. And we just listed a nice one too that a lot of times the people are really interested in the 3-car garages.
Yeah.
Well, we have one over in Chesterfield. We just put on the market for $294. It was a builder's model built in 2000. And it's beautiful. I mean, it has the pan ceilings, recessed lights, granite. It's an unbelievable house. We just listed, and we put that one on the market for $294. So if you're looking for a 3-car garage in a beautiful spot, it's over by 21 in Sugarbush. That's one there that you'd want to really take advantage of quick before someone grabs that one.
Yeah, that sounds really great. Great opportunity out there. Again, sometimes if you can find a builder's model, they put all the whistles and bells in there. And
everything's
it's really gorgeous.
in it. It's got all the bells and whistles.
All right, let's move off to some calls. And if you want to join us, 248-539-9797. Always on Facebook Live. Check us out. And again, like the Hardcore Mortgage Show, we appreciate it. Again, you'll find tons of information. We've been sending tons of information out there, and hopefully it'll help you purchase a new house or even sell yours. Let's move off to, let's try Mark first, and then we'll get to Eric. Good morning, Mark. Welcome to our show.
Good morning, guys.
What's up? Morning.
My wife and I are looking at a place. It's listed as a lot right now, but there's an existing home on it. We just did a walkthrough with a realtor last week, and the home isn't in terrible condition, but it's my understanding the seller doesn't want to deal with the existing home. He wants to just sell it as a lot.
It's not his choice.
If we were to come, what's that?
It's not really his choice.
Yeah, it's not his choice.
It's your choice because we need an appraisal on it.
Gotcha. So if we were to we'd have to come to the table with the money to bring it up to code for a mortgage to be written on the existing home, or how does that work?
Maybe.
It depends how bad it is, Mark. I mean, if the home's really a mess, there's gonna be stuff that might get called out.
Yeah. What's your intent? What's your intent to do with the home? Are you going to rehab it? Are you going to knock it down? I mean, what do you want to do?
We want to rehab it because we walked through. I mean, you could live in it now. The basement's a little bad, and structurally, we want to make sure the basement's not going to, fall off. But it seems like we could put maybe $10,000 to get it up to code or something like that, and then
it'll be more. It'll be more.
You sound like a candidate for an FHA 203K or maybe even our conventional product. Alex, you want to jump in?
He's going to flip it, right? That's your goal, Mark?
No, actually, we got a young family, and it's in a nice area.
He wants to live there.
I thought it was going to be a flip.
Nope.
Mark, I've got a great product for it. I mean, there's a 203K, which is an FHA product, and we've got a conventional product as well, where you can actually get the money to rehab the house.
Yeah, now you're not doing it yourself, though. You are hiring professional contractors where they put their bids in, and it's accepted, insured, licensed contractors. They get paid half the money up front after you close, but then they don't get paid until they complete the project after inspections. I think that if you're really interested, I'm just curious, how much is it, Mark?
They're listing it for around $400 right now.
Well, that's a lot.
And how much do you need?
Expensive lot, yeah.
How much land is there?
I think almost an acre. That's the thing. It's kind of it's like a double lot.
Where is it? I'm just curious. Where is it?
I'd rather not disclose.
It's secret. It's a secret.
You know what, Mark? We'll call you after the air and give you a little bit more information. I'll tell you, it's expensive for a house that could be in really poor shape. But, yeah, there's a lot more to know, and we'll find out when we call you. So I appreciate the call.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mark.
Good call. Always like to hear from you. Everyone's got a story out there, and again, it might help someone else with their situation. Let's run off to Macomb out. And Eric, you've got a question about condominium or something's going on over there. What's up?
Yeah, I actually had a condo that my wife bought a long time ago, and it's been underwater for years. And so we rented it out as low-income housing. Now we've got that situation taken care of, and I got to rehab the condo now. But I went to the association and looked, and they're no longer FHA approved.
Right. I get a lot of that.
So why would they do that? Because I think it's about $850 a year, and this condo
because of rent
sold for $99.
Yeah, I was going to give the first reason why is because it's become non-warrantable for FHA. It doesn't meet their guidelines because of no offense, but for families like you that are no longer living in there as a primary residence, it's now a rental. So when a certain percentage of the units fall beneath, if it's like, for example, anything less than 70% owner occupied, FHA is not going to go ahead and accept that for FHA financing. It could handcuff a lot of other families that would want to purchase those using FHA mortgages. And we're seeing, again, quite a bit of that in the lower priced units. It's sad when it happens.
It's just not FHA approved.
Yeah, it can go conventional.
Right. So someone can still get a regular mortgage on it.
Yeah, I was just curious because I feel like the market that's under $100,000, most of those people are probably going to be FHA.
Well, I mean, we've got 3% down trade. We've got 3% down conventional deals.
Yeah, not necessarily. They can go conventional.
Okay, so it doesn't kill everybody.
It's not going to kill you, no. I mean, it'd be a great selling feature, but it's not going to kill you by any means.
Okay.
There's a perfect example. A lot of people just don't know. So the best thing to do is to call the mortgage. Well, call your mortgage person.
Eric, thanks
call
for calling,
Capital Mortgage.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You got it. See ya.
All right. I actually wrote this down last night. A recent article about animosity between home inspectors and real estate agents, that sometimes they can be roadblocks to transactions. But even this morning, boy, you talk about inspections being very important stuff. There's no doubt about that. From the foundation to the roof, everything in between. Home inspections are there to point out defects to buyers so that they don't have buyer's remorse. And a strong relationship like you have, Charlie, between you and the inspection, that's what makes it all great. It's a win-win for everybody involved.
Well, it is. It's really important to have the properties inspected. And I think I'm a little unusual when it comes to the inspectors, working with the inspectors. I believe this. I believe that that's a time where the buyer gets an opportunity to be at the inspection with the inspector. I stay out of the way. Sometimes I stay in my car and do business because it's an opportunity for the buyer and the inspector to talk, to feel comfortable about the property, to show them any kind of defects or some improvements that they're going to need. So I stay out of it. I stay away.
It's great, and I'm going to throw this out there. And you tell your sellers, look, they're doing the inspection. You need to vacate the house. Right? If you want me there or your listing agent there, that's fine. But let's allow them the freedom they need to go through and do the inspection the proper way. And again, that's their opportunity to check out things. And a lot of times I say, if you see something that raises a red flag, a heating and cooling issue or something like that, you can call a heating and cooling company. For $75 or whatever it is, they come out and do a full, furnace inspection.
Plus, they'll clean it.
They clean it. Sometimes you can get on board with them on their program. So there's a lot of ways to save money. You get more smarter people involved in your transaction, a professional team of real estate agents, mortgage bankers, inspectors. You're going to be a successful homeowner. Really,
but Charlie, why do we think that's common sense? Here's a guy. Charlie's out there. I'm going to say he's old school because we're about the same age. And he's going out there. He's with the buyer at the time of inspection. I'll bet you he goes out and meets appraisers when they go out on his listings.
Well, I do. I not only meet them there, but the more important than just meeting the appraiser there, I call them prior to coming out, and I want to let them know that we have full confidence that they can do their job. I'm not there to create a roadblock with the appraiser. I'm just there to create a nice red carpet so he or she can come up to the property and feel comfortable that there aren't any dogs or anyone in the house, so they can do their job. I try to tell the sellers not to be there because then the appraiser feels like he's intimidated. So we want a comfort zone for them to be. I'm always there to give them some comparables so that we can justify the price of the property, and we just want to make a real good presence.
Like it.
All right, a little reminder out there, the Ticks and Text people, you can call Capital Mortgage Funding at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. You can also go to our website, Capital Mortgage Funding, just punch it in and find all our phone numbers and email addresses. If you have any questions, we'll call you right after the show, but we don't read the ticket text, so definitely call on the show, and we'd like to have you join us. Let's move on to Ferndale. We got Spencer out there. Hey, Spencer, our last caller of the day. Go ahead, sir.
Hey.
Last call of the day is 9:53, bro.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the last.
Nope.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Spence.
Hey, Mr. Glanz, it's Spencer. Just want to say what's up.
Spence, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Quick question. I just got a house in Ferndale. Put in the asking price was $220. Had the appraisal come back at $190.
Happens.
And the seller was upset because they thought, so we went through Quicken. They were upset that the Quicken appraisal people are a lot harder than others and wanted us to use another company, and we told them no.
So you know Harry, and you use we went to a different mortgage company.
We don't want to talk about another lender specifically, but generally speaking, appraisals are third party. So there's a little lack of education potentially on the seller's end. If they have a real estate agent, it would be their listing agent. Charlie, help me out here. It would be their listing agent to set up the expectations and discuss all of these things. Spence, if you've been listening to the show this morning, this is exactly what we're talking about. It has nothing to do with you. The appraiser did his job. You made the offer. You want to buy the house.
You're buying in a hot market, and you're going to overpay for that market. If you want that property, you're going to pay the price. What else can I do for you?
Right. Yeah, and we told them that we're just going to stick at 190, and they ended up caving and going all the way down to 190. So
okay,
well, that's what you should be doing.
How is that a problem with the appraisal? That's a good thing.
That's good. It worked out for you.
Save you $30,000.
Worked for
you know
for
what it is?
$30,000.
It's not about the seller caving in. It's about the seller's realtor bringing information to the seller, because that's what we do. We give them information, and we let the seller make the decision. If they want to put it back in the market, then we put it back in the market. But it's here's the problem. In our business, the realtors and the mortgage people all talk about how they're so great. We're the number one. We're the best. It's not about us. I learned 20 years ago.
Like that.
This is about the people. If we put the people first, my wife loves people. That's why we have an advantage. Men and women think differently. We put our brains together so that we come up with solutions for people, and we work with people. We're not a contractor where when a homeowner tells us something that's going to benefit their property, we don't feel offended. We want all the information, just like Capital Mortgage wants all the information from their buyer so they can put them into a good loan. We want the information so that we can put the seller in a position to win. Is it winning when the house doesn't appraise and you have to lower the price? Sometimes it is. If you don't have any comparables to justify that high price and the buyer doesn't want to come to closing with money, it can still be a win because the house is going to get sold. The people are going to go where they want to go.
Charlie,
I agree with you,
Spencer, thanks for the call, buddy.
That music actually tells us we're up against the end of the show. And Charlie Lutz, you are unbelievable. I mean, awesome. I want to hire you as my agent. We've had nothing but a run of great agents on the show. Again, want to thank all the listeners out there and the people that called in this morning. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We got tons coming up. We got Pat Caputo coming up with sports. We will see you next Saturday for Harry Glanz, Alex Nefouse, James Lutz on the other side. I'm Harvey Freed. Have a great day.
Hi, Harry Glanz and Danberg for Capital Mortgage Funding. We do loans everywhere. In Southfield, in Birmingham, in Royal Oak, in Groseal, in Detroit, in Canton, in Northville. No matter where you live, we want to do your mortgage too. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.